Viewer discretion is advised for this love-themed podcast. The content may contain discussions and sensitive topics related to relationships, dating, and love. Some content may not be suitable for all listeners, especially those uncomfortable with open and vulnerable conversations. We encourage our listeners to practice self-care and to reach out to a trusted friend or professional if they need support. You have no friends, you have me. Welcome to the Lost Loverboy Podcast. Welcome to another episode of Love Island. Not Love Island. What show is this? Lost Loverboy Podcast, and I'm your host, as always, Mr. Demetri, Wiley. It is a pleasure to be here with you guys again. Week after week, I promise to bring you hard-hitting love advice, love stories, love references, things to just make us generally better people. Whether that's love, health, mental state, whatever it is, I want to progress with you. And we're back here today, and we're talking about intentionality. So I've been going around asking people all day long for the last 2 days, what is the biggest problem in dating? What is the hardest part? What makes it most difficult to date? And people say it's very hard to gauge a person's true intentions. From the moment I meet them to the moment I'm done dealing with them, I see two different people. And I'm here to help you grab a better gauge on intentions, right? This is very different than dating with intentions, because if I was telling you how to date with intentions, I'd tell you first make a list of everything you want in a man, then I'd tell you all these other things. But no, I'm here to help you spot intentions of somebody else. So there's a difference, right? There's a difference between dating an intentional person, an intentional man, I should say, considering half of you may be women, assuming, hi to all the fellas out there. There's a difference between dating a man who's very intentional, dating a man who's thrives or is dating you for convenience, dating a man who is dating you to manipulate you, and dating a man who is dating you for surface level value, right? Very big difference. Convenience, right? He just got some time to waste, right? And you just happen to be aligned in that road he chooses to waste time on. It's just convenient for you. Now, think about this. It stretches so far that for a man, sometimes he'll have sex with a woman surely out of convenience. You may want something else, but this is what you choose to indulge in because it's convenient, right? A man will be bored and have time to waste. And hold on, before I just pin it on man, there's a lot of women out there as well who date because it's convenient. There's a lot of women out there who my mother said a lot of episodes back, that some women date just to go outside. Some women date just to feel appreciated or be taken out or because they're hungry or they XYZ. It's no different for a man. Whatever reason you're doing it for, the convenience is typically never said up front. This is what you can guarantee and always assume from a convenient dater. It's something you have to observe. It's not something they're ever going to tell you. Imagine a person coming to you and be like, hey, I just need somebody to use for the moment. I just need somebody to kill some time with. If there ever is that case, you know what that's called? A friend with benefits. It's called a relationship that's contingent on an agreement. It's convenient for both of us. It's a deal, right? But a lot of times people in this generation tend to date out of convenience, but want the other person to assume it's intentional, right? And that's typically not the case. And then there's manipulation, right? That's how manipulation ties into convenience. They don't always have to work hand in hand, but typically they do, because it's very manipulative for you to have someone assuming you can have a future together, but that's not your intent, right? Now, I'll be honest, I'll be fair. There is times where your intent may change, right? And for you to continue to milk it out, then becomes manipulation. It doesn't always have to start at manipulation first. I could have very well liked you up front and not like you anymore and continue on, and it leads to manipulation. That's the more common case. I don't think anybody comes in like, I can't even say that. I can't say nobody comes in like, I'm going to get what I want and get out of there, because a lot of people do. A lot of people say, I'm going to act right until I get what I want, and then the moment I do, I'm gone. You know, but again, there's a lot of women who manipulate as well. A lot of women understand how to make a man feel, right? If you can make a man feel confident, feel handsome, feel you're gonna feel him trick off on you. And you know, in this generation, it's been highly advocated for people to chase the dollar. I've always said chase what your intentions align with. Whatever you want out of life, you should chase that. Otherwise, you're eventually going to run into a bridge of life that you're forced to walk across that you never wanted to. Like you're going to be forced to settle for a man, or you're going to be forced to have a baby with somebody you don't want kids with, or you're going to be forced to, it's a bunch of different ways to look at it. But either way, I think dating outside of your true intention will always lead you in an unintentional space. You'll always find yourself down a road or a path you don't really want to be on. But again, it's on us to move with intention. Now, then the last one seems to be like a surface level attraction, right? And everybody's guilty of having some surface level attraction for people. But let me ask you, and you can drop it in the comment section and let me know. Have you ever dated a man because he was handsome? Because you thought he'd make some pretty babies? I just want the truth, you know? You ever dated a man, it wasn't too much going on up there, you know, but he was still handsome, you know? You ever dated a man, and before y'all be like, no, I ain't never did that, thing about this. Have you ever dated a man who was emotionally unavailable, but he was handsome? And you gave him a pass because he was handsome, surface level, right? And the thing about surface level dating or relationships, they tend to stay that way, right? So the thing about it is, if a man is only infatuated with your beauty or your outer beauty, that's typically a sign to stay away from that man. Does he like anything about you internally? And the thing about it is, men are so simple, you can ask him. You can ask him, and if he tells you a bunch of things that are completely oblivious to who you are internally, yeah, cut that nigga loose. Cut that nigga loose. And you know, within dating, we end up in these sort of situationships. You know, situationships, or the what are we versions of dating, I think everybody can say they've been in one. I think most people can say, here in 2025, I've ran into a situationship or two. And they don't typically start off that way, you know. They usually end that way. But I put on Threads not too long ago, I said, do not fall for the effort of a man in the beginning. You should fall for the consistency of a man in the middle, right? And within that, it's saying that everybody's gonna have the energy when it starts. You get on a treadmill, you can keep up with the pace. It's there, you can keep up with it. Even if you just break out in a full-on sprint, you can do it until you can't. Your true stamina starts to show over time. See, the thing about a consistent man is, it's a reminder that this is who he is internally, right? If I sneeze every time a strawberry is placed in my face, which I do because I'm not placed in my face, but if I break out or sneeze every time I cross paths with a strawberry, or contamination with a strawberry, or XYZ, you can now assume it is shown consistently in time that I may be allergic to strawberries. That's a clever assumption to make. If you assume that this man goes missing every time he goes home, it's safe to assume he lives with somebody. If it's consistently shown that all you guys ever do is get together and have sex, this is a connection that's solely built on that. It's safe to assume that's all he wants from you if that's all he indulges in, right? And the thing about time, I even said on a Discord call not too long ago, the only thing time does is reveal patterns. Time does not change the personality of people. Time does not change the perspective of people. Time reveals patterns. And don't get me wrong, over time, people can learn lessons and their patterns can change and adapt, but who they are is already shown. The patterns and the consistency, who they are is already known to them internally. It's already proven. Time, the consistency, the patterns is what reveals it to you. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing about it is these situationships we've been in, how many of us can actually sit and say, it's been our fault? There's a difference between people who are out here dating to marry and dating to have fun. And both genders can be guilty of it. I'm telling you, it's not a one side is better than the other side. But when you ask a man, and here's the simplest thing, the simplest way, and I'm going to say it all the time, the simplest way to understand anything is to ask. A lot of people don't ask. The first date, I want you to sit down and ask that man, why are you dating? If ever I was placed in any situation and I hit a dating table and somebody asked me, why are you dating? I'm dating to get married. I'm looking for a wife. This is very clear. I want more children. It's not confusing to me, so it's not going to be confusing to you when I utter it out to you. I'm dating with a sole purpose. For the rest of my days, I am looking for a partner. If a man give you any other answer other than that, oh, it's time to get up out of there. You might as well check, please. You might as well go ask for the check. Because if he hits you with I don't know, I'm just trying to see what's out here. Yeah, no, wrap it up. You trying to see what's out here. That's all you need. You saw me, I'm up out of here. That's it. Because confusion is a choice. Confusion is a choice. To confuse you means I'm not taking the proper steps to explain it to you. It's either that or I'm confused and my confusion is rubbing off on you. But to be confused in a dating situation is a choice. If you don't think that man like you, if you don't know that man like you, if it's not proven that man like you, he don't. He does not. If you have to question where you stand, you don't. You don't. And it's that simple. And I think if we stop complicating it, we'll be a lot further in dating. Everybody wants to, we already talked about the mysterious man on past podcasts. A mysterious man is a confused man. A confused man is a man with no direction. Are you going to trust somebody with a compass that's broken? You've been trusting and putting your heart in the hands of man whose moral compass is broken. They all fucked up. Excuse my language. I'm trying to do better with cussing. God knows my heart. But you're dating somebody whose moral compass is broken. How can he lead you if his compass broke? People will tell you what it is they out here doing. All you do is have to ask. Because I promise you, it's hard, as easy as it seems, most people don't know how to lie on spot. People aren't as good of liars as you think they are. But you know what make them seem like better liars? The fact that you keep lying to yourself. You keep lying to yourself saying, well, he might like me. He showed me he did this. Or, well, he might like me. Let me ask you this question. The last man you dated, I'm talking about just dated. How many times did he surprise you with anything? How many times did he pop up with flowers on you? How many times did he pop up at your job to buy you lunch? How many times they say, if a man wants to, he will. If anybody wants to, they will. That's a choice. That's a fact. If the reason a person, think about it. Let's put it in this regard. A lot of men don't understand the value in buying flowers, right? They say, oh, they're just going to die anyway. But the idea of it is, if it's going to make you smile, I'm going to invest into whatever makes you smile. If you can sit and tell me the last person you dated didn't attempt one time to invest in your smile, to invest in your internal happiness, to boost your self-esteem, that man didn't like you. And you made him seem like he was a good liar when you was a good liar to yourself. You let that linger on. People be asking, what's the biggest problem in dating? What's the biggest problem in relationships? It's not heartbreak. Don't get me wrong. We all fear heartbreak. I get it. Heartbreak is a terrible, terrible thing. Right? But the only thing worse than that is wasting months, years of your time with the wrong person. Not even just the wrong person. Wasting months, years, decades for most people of your time with somebody who was never trying to make you a priority in the first place. He never wanted you to be his girlfriend in the first place, because if he would have, you would have been. Right? They say, I don't understand why so many men wait so long to get married. Why do it take so long to know if you want a woman? It don't. You are aware if you want a woman the moment y'all start dating. You want to know why? Because it becomes progressive. She goes from this girl you went on a date with to this girl you're reoccurringly dating to your girlfriend, to your fiance, to your wife. It's progressive. It progresses. But the thing about it is, people get so caught up in the idea of being there and being present that it fills them up long enough. Long enough to make them believe they're doing the right thing. And then you look up and you done wasted 5 years of your life for the man and you got nothing to show for it. And you have nothing to show for it. Just you. Because while that man was being unintentional about you, you were intentionally investing in that man. He's so much more better off since you came into his life. He was motivated enough to apply for that one job. He started back school. His rent's paid now. He's bettered the relationship with some friends, and he drives a newer, nicer car, all because of the love, the investment, the time you placed into him. And you got nothing to show for it. You got to really compare how intentional people are about you versus how much they enjoy what you provide. It's a big, big difference. A big difference. And it's one thing to just sit and say all these things, but I'll give you examples. I'll give you the real so you can actually see it. Let's say I'll give you a sign that somebody's just here to pass time. One of the biggest things I could think of right off top is time investment, right? If a man fails to invest the time into you, because time is one of the most valuable things in the world, you're not getting that back. A man spends most of his time with where his priorities lie. It's a reason they ain't there with them kids. That's not their priority. They don't see the value in that. It's a reason he come around when he only need this one thing. That's where he places his value at. When you say, hey, you just want to come over, watch a movie, he don't want to watch a movie. He ain't looking for no quality time with you. Time is the greatest investment you could put up for anything. And if that man is not investing time into you, he's not invested into you. As sad as it is true, it ain't nothing you could ask that man to do that involves spending time that he'll actually do if he don't want you. If there's no chance of y'all getting together, he ain't gonna do it. If a man does not constantly speak on the future and a future with you in it, wrap it up. Wrap it up. If that man ain't saying, oh man, I gotta move out of my apartment, in a couple months. I was actually wondering, what you was doing. Like, I know you gotta move too. If those things ain't, I don't really want to move too far away from you. Or I was thinking we could actually, move in together or and I ain't saying you do that while y'all dating, but the relationship, of course. But if that man talking about moving out his lease and then going to live 17 hours away and not asking you how you feel about it, he ain't invested. He's not invested. If your graduation ain't coming up and he ain't excited for you, he ain't invested. He's not invested. If that man ain't saying how we're going to celebrate your birthday or my birthday or what we doing for Christmas, he ain't invested. Wrap it up. He's not invested. Because people who actually invest into you understand that investments are for future gain. Investments are for way down the line. And if I don't see you way down the line, I'm not even going to clue you in on my plans, on what those plans are. If that man has kids and you've been dating him for so long, or y'all in a relationship or XYZ and you've never met them kids, wrap it up. Wrap it up. You're not important enough to that man to meet them kids. We gotta understand the difference. Now, I don't even want to say understand the difference. We gotta stop ignoring people's actions. We look at their words and they say, "Oh, he told me this." I don't care what he told you. You know, I was finna cuss, but hey, look at me. It doesn't matter what he told you. What did he show you? They say actions speak louder than words. It's not even that they speak louder. They matter more. Let me ask you something. Would you rather be with a man who always says, "I love you," but never shows you, you never feel it? Or would you rather be with a man who never says it, but you feel it all day of the week? Which one gonna keep you that longer? Don't get me wrong, I need me a partner who does both, but frankly, you gotta tell me and show me. But it's not even that they speak louder. They matter more. Actions tell it all. Actions tell you what a person is invested in. The thing about it is, you don't just invest into who the character is, you invest into everything that revolves around them, their happiness, their joy, their inability to be sad. If you don't want them sad, you're going to protect that emotion within them. And if a man ain't doing these things, he's simply not invested. Just unintentional. The thing about it is, this is so intention is as clear as day. It's us who complicate it. It's us because we want to put an intention on a person that's not actually there. We're functioning in confusion. And I don't know if y'all know, but I've been reading the Bible lately. The devil thrives in confusion. I don't mean to get too, I'm just giving y'all little references you know what I'm saying, here and there. I just give you a little bit, but the devil thrives in confusion. Clarity is what he can't stand. And a man who gives you clarity, man, a man who tells you this is what I want from you, this is what I'm working for, and then push towards that, oh, come on now. You got to give it to him. We listen to people who say, this is what I want from you, never show you. And then we say, maybe they're still trying to prove it. Maybe they're still working towards it. Maybe it ain't no maybe. He just don't want you, babe. And the thing about it is, we beat ourselves up because we internalize it. And it bothers us that somebody we want doesn't want us. It bothers you so much because this person is unsure of me, which is making me unsure of myself. But you know what I realized in all actuality? Your gut knows. You know. You do know. You know if a man is unintentional with you. You know if he actually cares or not. But a lot of times, you give him a pass. Because who else is here? So many people struggle with being alone, that they'll take the unintentional man over nobody. That's better than nothing. But do you want to be loved or do you want to be used? Because that unintentional man is using you for convenience, for manipulation, or for surface level value. You're being used and you're allowing them to use you. And the thing about it is, like I just uttered it not too long ago, time is the one thing you'll never get back. It's the one investment you can make that you'll never get back. It's the one investment they can make into you that they'll never get back. I don't care how many exes you have. Nobody goes around asking you that question. By the time you 30, 40, 50, are you married? That'll be the next biggest question in dating. Are you married? They want to know, what have you done with that time? The time that you had, did you invest it into dealing with someone who was intentional about you? Your gut knows these things. But that's why sitting with yourself is so important. You know, another surefire sign that a man is intentional is his level of vulnerability, his depth. How much he actually clues you into his life. When he's dealing with something, do he tie you in and say, babe, what do you think about this? I don't know how to handle this. This is bothering me. Babe, I need your opinion. Could you just help me feel better? Hold me for the moment. I'm not doing well. You know, I think that's super, super important to actually gauge a man on his level of vulnerability. And I know we sit and we say that not too many men were taught to be vulnerable. And in all actuality, the truth is not too many men have spaces to be vulnerable. But if you provide that and he rejects that, he ain't even trying to be vulnerable. On that Tonight's Conversation clip podcast with the young lady, and she was like, how do you deal with an unemotional man, not unintentional, but unemotionally available man? How do you deal with it? You don't. If he's not making a trying effort for you, he doesn't want to. He's unintentional. And people think that intention is only a dating thing. No, it's a throughout your life thing. You got to remain intentional about me the entire duration of my life. That is what I'm requesting. That is what my heart desires, and that's what I desire to give. Intention has to be there the entire time. The entire time. And another major part about an intentional man, and this is probably the biggest that I've seen, for sure fire red flag that a man is unintentional when it comes to you is way too soon he's disrespecting your boundaries. Way too soon is he asking about your favorite sex position. Way too soon is he asking about your sex life or making sexual innuendos at you. Like, way too soon. A man who is intentional is going to respect your boundaries throughout the remainder of your relationship the entire time. If you don't want to talk about it, I understand. Don't talk about it. I get it. You know, if you don't want to talk about your past right now because you're not too comfortable with me, I understand. A man isn't going to go, how you out here trying to date and you won't even tell me what you've been through? An intentional man understands that's a luxury he has to earn from you. And the thing about it is, man, deep down, you know. Deep down, you know, intentions are over interest. When you want to know what they really want, just be quiet and listen to them. Listen to their actions. Listen to their words. Listen to the way they speak about the future. Listen to the way they give you their past. Because an intentional man ain't just going to slander everybody in the past and make it seem like it's their fault. Intentional man resembles some sort of growth. You will hear growth when this man speaks about his past. Intentional man show up for not just you, but your surroundings. Intentional man are trying to get to know your friends and remember them on a first name basis. Intentional man care to meet your parents before he cross a line that's too far in your life. Intentional man asks you, how does this make you feel before doing it? An intentional man is not online under everybody post and everybody likes. Not why they dating you, they not. An intentional man will make it be known that he's intentional about you. It's a difference between a man who's intentional and a man who just like you a lot. A lot of men will love to keep you in their life as placeholders. But if he want a place to hold with you, you tell him this is a friendship. I don't cross those boundaries with my friend. There's nothing wrong with keeping a friendship. But all I know is, deep down in your gut, you know, you can tell when a man actually cares and when a man doesn't. Because the moment confusion hits the table, you voice it and he does not clarify, he does not clear it up, he doesn't care to. Stay far, far away from that man. Granny, I don't know if my granny's been listening. I know she hasn't. I'm just kidding. I love you. I can't say it enough. One day when I probably get to my 100th episode, I'm going to put a compilation together of my granny call-outs. Granny, I love you, baby. Every time I think about granny, it brings tears to my eyes because she's 87. She's old as dust. But I love her so bad. I called her recently and was telling her about me reading the Bible, and she's so excited for me. And we got church dates set up and all types of things. But, you know, for everybody who's on Discord, you probably heard that I got a pretty big secret. It's not out there to the world yet. There's so many people who are actually not on Discord looking to blow the secrets around. But what has it been? Maybe 3 days, 4 days? I'm in the process of, you know, spilling beans and things of that nature. You can assume if you like, you know. Assume what you want. You don't know. You don't know until I tell you what's going on. But shout out to everybody on my Discord for being so open and welcoming to everything that I got going on in my life. I'm in a very transitional period. It's a lot going on, and I'm trying to handle it the best way I can. I've been sleeping a lot better. How do I even begin to thank the Lord for that? I'm grateful, you know, but coming soon, we got a really, really big announcement on the Lost Loverboy Podcast. We have a guest. You never know. You never know what goes on. You never know what's shaking. You know what I'm saying? But I love you guys. I appreciate you for tuning in to this week's episode. And if I can't tell you nothing, what can I tell you? Peace out. Time I finally try to find myself. I've been running from love, just trying to hide from all this pain I felt. Look, trying not to be the joke in the deck of whatever cards get dealt. They say a star still gotta let them align themselves.